Good morning, baseball whale lifers. Happy Saturday, happy weekend, happy last weekend before opening day. Yes, we're only 5 Joe DiMaggio's away from opening day. Can't you just taste it? The weather here in New Jersey is beautiful, and that can only mean beautiful things are about to happen in the next few days. So today we continue our 30 and 30, and today we're focusing on the Atlanta Braves. The Atlanta Braves came oh so close last year. People forget everyone's talking about the Dodgers and the Tampa Bay World Series because everything that transpired and how good the Dodgers were all year. But the Braves were just one game away from going to the World Series and knocking off the big boys from LA. They just couldn't seal the deal. They were up 3-1, and they just never bounced back. Now, I'm always a firm believer that when a team has a crushing blow like that, where they blow a series, it's always tough to come back. But this Atlanta Brave team is so young, and I think they'll be so resilient that they're just going to pick themselves up, dust themselves off, and come right back and fight this year. And they have the talent to do so. A young stock team, uh, great players, offensively, defensively, in the rotation, in the bullpen. The Braves are a complete team. It's unfortunate that they're in the same league as the Dodgers, but in a 7-game series, anything can happen. And it wouldn't surprise me if the Braves and Dodgers squared off again for the right to get to the World Series and represent the National League this year. The funny thing is, people forget, they came that close to knocking off the Dodgers, but they were in a streak where they had 9 straight losses in playoff series until they beat the Reds and Marlins last year. So they got that curse away, and that's gone. Now they just have to come back and show what you can do in the playoffs when you play the Dodgers again, and that's if they play the Dodgers again, and just show you belong with the big boys, the elite, and I think they are one of the elite teams. And like all good teams, they didn't sleep during the offseason. They looked to improve themselves, and they got Charlie Morton and Drew Smiley. And the thing what I like about them is they're 1-year contracts, and these guys are proven that they have the experience, especially Charlie Morton. That guy, he seems to have excellent stuff come playoff time, and what a great addition that is to the Braves staff. Uh, and what a core they have on the everyday side with Freddie Freeman and Ronald Acuna Jr. You could say that duo may be one of the top 2 duos in batting and overall production in baseball. And Freddie Freeman amazed everyone last year. Everyone was concerned when he had COVID-19 symptoms, and he was hurting. I mean, it just wasn't a mild case of COVID-19 for Freddie, but he bounced back and had an MVP year, and he was smoking the wall all year round. And Ronald Acuna Jr., what can you say? He may be one of the best players in the game today. He's definitely in the conversation with Betts and Juan Soto and all the other young stars that are. It's amazing. You talk about the days like Mays and Aaron and Clemente. We're living through a golden age of baseball right now where we have so many good young players. It's unbelievable. And I think baseball really needs to promote these guys like Ronald Acuna Jr. and Fernando Tatis for the great talents and personalities that they are. So it'll be interesting to see what Freddie and Ronald can do this year. And you gotta love the double play combo of Ozzie Albies and Dansby Swanson. They fly under the radar, but Swanson was always a herald prospect from day one, and Ozzie Albies is really coming into his own. So that keystone combo of Albies and Dansby Swanson is quite good. Now, as always, uh, the Braves always have hot prospects in the pipeline, and Ian Anderson and Kristen Pache are 2 of the best in baseball. We got a little taste of what Ian Anderson can do. He gave us a little locomotive breath on the mound, and he had an aqua lung when it came to like winning the big game. But he's going to be expected to carry a lot of weight for that pitching staff this year. Did you guys get the Jethro Tull references? I hope you did. And then Kristen Pache, what a great center fielder he is. He is just the future is unlimited for him. He is great defensively, and some say he's another Andrew Jones defensively. So we'll see what he can do over a full 162, and I'm looking forward to that. Now, before we deep delver into the 2020 Braves, like we always do, we'll do a little brief franchise history on the Braves, like we do all the other teams. Now, the Braves have been around a long time, longer than you. They and the Cubs are 2 and the remaining charter franchises from the National League. The Braves were founded in 1871 and known as the Boston Red Stockings. Now, that's not affiliated with the Red Sox at all. The Red Sox were a separate entity altogether, but they were the first to call themselves the Red Stockings. And then after various name changes, the team eventually began operating as the Boston Braves, and that's how they are remembered mostly by everyone. And that lasted for almost the first half of the century. Yes, Boston, like Philadelphia, is one of those two cities that had National League and American League teams. And except Boston lost their National League team and Philadelphia lost their American League team. And Boston lost their National League team when the Braves moved to Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and became the Milwaukee Braves. And then 13 years later, they moved to Atlanta in 1966. Now, some of the highlights of the Braves throughout their storied past. Well, they defeated the Cleveland Indians in Game 6 to win their first World Series championship on October 28th in 1995. And that crown, that championship, is the first and only major professional title by an Atlanta team. That's hard to imagine. Atlanta's had 4 franchises in the 4 big leagues, and they've only had 1 World's title. So that 95 team is revered by Atlanta fans all over. And who will ever forget 1992 in Game 7 of the National League Championship Series when Sid Bream's famous slide on Francisco Cabrera's game-winning single in Game 7 sent the Braves to the World Series. That was a thriller. That was a great game, one of the greatest games of all time. And what an amazing run the Braves have had. On September 27, 2005, they clinched their 14th consecutive division title. That is amazing. It's going to be tough for any team to do that, but you never say never. But that run solidified the Braves as one of the greatest baseball franchises over a 10-year, 14-year period of all time. They were that good. And when you have good pitching and solid defense and good core players like the Braves have had throughout that whole run, I can see why they did so well. And another highlight was in 2014, both Tommy Glavine and Greg Maddux, what a way to salute their fine careers, were both inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame on the same day in Cooperstown. The righty-lefty combination of Maddux and Glavine rank up there with any lefty-righty combination in baseball history. And they had quite a ride when they were with Atlanta. Now we're going to skip forward to this year. Let's go open our Back to the Future mobile and look and see what we have now. We have Ronald Acuna Jr. will be the leadoff man batting playing in right field. And can you ask for a more all-around, better ball player batting leadoff with such power as Ronald Acuna Jr.? He's kind of reinventing the leadoff spot if he stays there all year. Ozzie Albies at second base batting second. Freddie Freeman batting third at first base. Marcell Ozuna in left field batting fourth. Travis d'Arnaud, who he really blossomed with the bat last year, and he's becoming the catcher he was projected to be when he was younger. I mean, the bat has really come around for him, and he's now going to be slated for the 5th hole. And Dansby Swanson, the man with unlimited potential. He's the shortstop batting 6th. Austin Riley, big things expected of Austin. Big young player that they have high hopes for. He'll be batting 7th, and then Christian Pache will be the center fielder. And like I said, his defensive skills are amazing. And like I said, he's being compared to Andrew Jones when he was with the Braves. And if he can be almost as good as Andrew Jones, that's going to be quite a feather in the cap for the Braves and their fans. Now on the bench, they have William Contreras, who may end up being their catcher very soon, sooner than later. If d'Arnaud, just can't handle it, or just the wear and tear, but high things are expected of William Contreras. And Anderson Uriarte, talk about another guy who can go chase the ball and get it down. He's actually, to have him as a backup outfielder is quite good in itself. And then the starting rotation, it's about as good as it gets in baseball with Max Fried, I should say, and he's the man. He's going to be an ace for a long time. As long as he stays healthy, he is going to carry some weight for that team. And getting Charlie Morton, like I said, he's a veteran who knows how to win. It kind of reminds me like an Andy Pettitte type of guy. You just want him out there in a big game. Ian Anderson and Drew Smiley. Ian Anderson, another hot prospect that a lot of people are high on, and like I said, we tasted a little bit in Ian last year, and we'll see if he can carry the weight. And then you have Drew Smiley, the left-handed pitcher, 1-year deal. He'll hold the fort for him. On the injured list, Mike Soroka, hopefully he can come back sometime early this year. And Tuki Toussaint is also. So they got two good starters that are on the injured reserve now, and we just need them back. And then in the bullpen, they have a two-headed monster, lefty and righty. Will Smith, the lefty, and Chris Martin, the righty, both looked upon as being great closers. And then good setup men in A.J. Minter, Tyler Matzik, and Luke Jackson. And rounding out the bullpen, it looks like it might be Grant Dayton and Nate Jones. The future looks bright for the Braves. Yes, it does. With Drew Waters as an outfielder, and they're expecting he may even come up later on in the year. Of course, he probably won't take anyone's position, but he's a good guy to help fill in. So for me, it's going to be tough, me being a Met fan, to say the Braves aren't going to win the division. It's going to be a battle, but like I said, the Braves are solid all around, and when you're solid like that, it's tough. Almost injuries have to break the team down. So I will say that I think both the Mets and the Braves are going to win 90 games this year. I'm still going to give the Braves the advantage just due to the fact that their pitching and their younger talent is so well-rounded. The Mets may have a few more holes defensively than the Braves, and for that reason, I'm going to pick the Braves to win the National League. And if they get into playoffs, like I said, anything can happen. It would not surprise me if they beat the Dodgers, but who doesn't like the Dodgers this year? So Braves fans, you're going to have a run at the title this year, and that's a good thing. And I'm predicting a first-place finish. So that's it for now for this review. Like I said, I do one a day, and I always post them up on the Facebook group, Baseball Way of Life. If you haven't joined yet, please do so. If you like this video, please hit like. And if you want to see all the other videos, I do at least one a day, and you'll be notified when I'm doing one. You'll be able to see them all archived. Just subscribe to the YouTube channel. Thanks a lot. We'll talk soon. And play ball. And for now, adios.